strangest and most bizarre things found only in India, leaving the rest of the world stunned and bewildered.
Hello everyone, brothers and sisters, as all as that with the Enigmatic Echoes channel, where we uncover strange things from all over the world together.
Today, I invite everyone to grab a book and travel to a land full of color, mystery, and sometimes a bit hard to believe, India. A country hailed as the cradle of human civilization. When talking about India, many people probably immediately think of the pungent curry, movies as long as a lifetime, or streets so crowded there's no gap left, right? But hold off on judging, because behind that vibrant exterior is a treasure trove of things so strange you won't believe your eyes. Have you ever heard of a village with no doors but no one steals? Or a religious ritual where people walk on fire like going to the market? And countless facts that are both funny and make us ponder life and faith? Hearing this, you must find it very intriguing, right? 6 strangest and most bizarre things found only in India.
Oh, and before the video, don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button to join the community of enthusiasts exploring the mysterious universe.
And now, let's get started right away. Get go! Get go!
A wife outliving her husband is considered a top-tier sin. People often say, women are distinguished by their husbands.
Ex-husband is a crime. Sounds a bit unreasonable, huh? But it. Widows there not only lose their life partners but also lose their lives, honor, and the right to be normal people. In India, especially among Hindus, when a woman loses her husband, she is seen as having failed to preserve the man's soul. From then on, countless injustices and backward customs fall upon their shoulders. No remarriage, no makeup, no wearing jewelry, even having to wear white, the color of mourning, for the rest of their lives. No home, no relatives, no place to take refuge. They are abandoned by their husband's family, seen as something evil by neighbors. Society mercilessly shuns them, just because they are alive. And when there's nowhere else to go, most of these women find their way to 2 places, Varanasi and Vrindavan. Varanasi is considered a Hindu pilgrimage site, while Vrindavan, about 100 kilometers from Delhi, is dubbed the City of Widows. Sounds poetic, but inside lies a darkness that pierces the heart. There, widows live in dilapidated collective houses called ashrams, built by the state or charities. Old houses, cold corridors, where they stay until the end of their lives. Daily, they walk to the banks of the Yamuna River to wash their faces and limbs, then perform morning prayer rituals called puja. Afterward, they return to the ashram, quietly cook,
and sing hymns praising Lord Krishna together. It's a habit, also a way of barely surviving, because apart from faith, they have nothing to cling to.
Those women, thin and small, dressed in white covering their bodies, glide through the streets like shadows. Without a word of complaint, without a tear, they live silently in a world where almost all of society has turned its back. Some even say, painfully jokingly, that death might be liberation, while living is seen as a burden. Poverty, but the feeling of being abandoned by one. If you have a chance to visit Vrindavan, you might see those women sitting hunched in corridor corners, fingering prayer beads, murmuring prayers. Some live like that for 10, 20 years just because they didn't die with their husbands. Honestly, watching this, many must feel a pang in their hearts. In a world advocating women's rights and gender equality, in some small corner, thousands of women still live in the shadow of the past and backward customs. What do you think about their fate? Share your feelings below, because sometimes just a glance, a word of sharing, could be the warmest thing they've never received. Wedding rings must be worn on the right hand or toe. Talking about weddings and wedding rings, I'm sure most of you immediately think of wearing the ring on the left ring finger, right? That's too familiar in the West, to the point that if someone sees you wearing a ring on the left, they immediately think. But did you know, in India, wearing wedding rings follows a completely different direction? That's considered the hand for unclean tasks. Sounds strange, but it. Here, cleaning, washing, even putting on shoes are the left hand's duties. So in sacred, solemn occasions like weddings, people steer clear of this hand to be safe. Instead, Indians wear wedding rings on the right hand, both elegant and respectful. But wait, the uniqueness doesn't stop there. In India, women getting married not only wear rings on their hands but also on their feet. Those toe rings are called bichya, and they are an indispensable part of Hindu wedding culture. Bichya are usually made of silver, worn on the second toe of each foot. Many of you hearing this ask, why the second toe and not the big toe or little toe? That's because people believe that position is closely linked to women. According to traditional belief, pressure from the bichya ring acts on a special acupressure point, helping regulate the menstrual cycle, keep the uterus healthy, thereby improving fertility. In other words, not just symbols of marriage, those tiny rings are also treasures supporting women's health from a traditional medicine perspective. So why not make them from gold for luxury? That's a pretty good question, but actually silver is the favored metal here, because Indians believe silver can dispel negative energy from the body. Meaning it's beautiful, treats ailments, and is good for health. 3 in 1, too good, right?
That's why people use silver instead of gold.
She. A subtle yet culturally distinct and very Indian way of marking, isn't it? Each place has its own culture, and it's precisely these strange yet fascinating aspects that make people curious and excited to learn about this country of over 1 billion people. They don't just see marriage as a matter of emotion, but also as a ritual tied to spirituality, health, and a 1,000-year-old tradition. That's why a ring, whether on the hand or foot, can carry so many layers of meaning. It's both proof of love, a cultural symbol, and even holds beliefs from folk medicine.
So, what about you? If you were a hermit, would you prefer wearing a ring on your hand or foot? When it comes to India, anyone fascinated by spiritual culture surely knows it's a paradise of deity.
But do you know who the real A-list stars are on Indian streets? Not gods or Bollywood celebrities, but cows.
Yes, exactly, you were right. Cows are the national sacred animal of the land of the Ganges. Here's the thing. In Hinduism, the largest religion in India, cows are considered sacred animals.
Because they are the mount of Lord Shiva, one of the 3 supreme deities in this faith. And as you know, anything associated with deities is no small matter.
Here, cows are not only treasured like precious assets but are also protected by law. That's how serious it is. In many states in India, slaughtering or exploiting cows is considered completely prohibited behavior. It might seem a bit strange to us, but to them, doing so is no different from committing the crime of insulting the gods. In fact, as far back as 2007, they even issued identity cards for cows to facilitate management and protection when they leave a farm.
Does that sound surprising? Here, when cows leave the barn, their fate is sealed. But over there, they get proper paperwork, like legitimate citizens. But the story doesn't stop there. In India, when cows can no longer reproduce, or their owners can't afford to keep them, they don't sell or slaughter them but let them roam freely. Like early retirement, folks. That's why cows wandering the streets in India is completely normal.
Cows walk alongside people, lie in intersections, eat garbage by the roadside. It's as if the whole city is their home. According to statistics, there are about 6 million cows strolling the streets like this across all urban areas in India.
So free that they sometimes cause traffic jams and people die. Just inching their cars bit by bit, waiting for the cow to feel like moving on.
Jokingly, if these cows fell into the hands of Vietnamese chefs, they'd probably end up in red wine stew, braised beef, or pho with rare beef and brisket, right?
But over there, they even get a paid retirement, living leisurely like VIP guests. And when you travel there, you might have to avoid cows, not cars.
What do you think about this Indian culture? If Vietnam also revered cows like India,
I wonder if we'd still get to enjoy a bowl of pho with rare beef and brisket every morning?
a 500-year-old market with only women. People often think that in a country of over 1 billion like India,
That's not entirely true, because there. A place where women not only trade but also shape society. That's Ima Keithel, also known as the Mother. But no, this is the largest women's market in Asia, existing for nearly 500 years in Manipur state, northeast India. Every day, about 4,000 women gather to trade, with not a single man involved in the business. You heard right, it's entirely run by women. And the special thing is, not everyone has the right to open a stall in the market. Only married women are allowed to sell goods. That's just a market. Why so many strange rules? Well, it is strange, but perhaps you don't know that behind those odd, tangled rules lies a long history full of courage. Back in the 16th century, this region had a system called lalapat. Men in the village could be summoned at any time to serve the king. So, farming, market affairs, buying and selling, all were shouldered by women alone. And thus, Ima Keithel was born, becoming a symbol not only of the economy but also of women's strength. Through many upheavals, from wars to invasions, and even attempts to replace the traditional market with modern models, the women here stood firm. Like in 1904 and 1939, when the new planned movement erupted, Manipuri women rose up to protest the oppressive policies of British colonizers. We not just skilled traders, they dared to confront an empire to protect the community. Throughout history, E-Marketel has closed only once.
That was when World War II broke out, and British and Japanese troops turned Imphal into a battlefield. Apart from that, the market has always been bustling, with women still leaving early and returning late for their livelihoods.
Today, the Manipur government has rebuilt the market into 4 modern buildings, serving both commerce and as an attractive tourist spot.
Everyone who visits is enchanted. Vegetables, fruits, handicrafts, fabrics, cosmetics, jewelry.
And the best part is that most stalls are passed down from mother to daughter as a gentle reminder.
Daughters inherit their mother's trade, keeping this tradition alive.
Of course, the life of a merchant isn't always easy. High transportation costs and
Competition from cheap goods due to new technology are unavoidable.
revenue sounds decent, around $1,000 to $3,000 per year. But after deducting material and operational costs, the profit is minimal. Just money, eh? Tell me, how many can turn a market into a cultural symbol? At E-Marketel, every stall tells a story. Every woman is a living piece of history. Without political power or armor, they are everyday warriors, fighting with sweat, perseverance, and love for family and community. What do you think, if Vietnam had a mother's market like this? A place where women not only sell goods but also keep the flame, preserving an entire heritage. That would be fascinating, right? In a vast country like India, strange stories are endless. But next, I'll tell you a story that sounds like a fairy tale but is 100% true. Happening in a small village called Marathi Chal in Kerala, southern India. This village isn't famous for scenery or food, but for chess. Yes, not cricket, not yoga, but chess, folks. Everyone in Marathi Chal is obsessed, adults, children, even elders in their 70s and 80s. If not playing chess, they discuss tactics, moves, openings, mid-games. It feels like stepping into a mini international tournament. But few know that decades ago, this village was famous for alcohol, not chess. In the 60s and 70s, villagers lived mostly by brewing. Alcohol was a daily necessity. From early morning until late night, the smell of alcohol permeated every alley. Drunkenness seeped into every home.
Many became so addicted they lost jobs. Families fell apart, and lives hit dead ends.
Alcohol drove people apart, eroded willpower, and darkened futures with every sip.
The situation was so severe that villagers themselves requested authorities to conduct surprise raids, confiscate all alcohol, and shut down distilleries.
Then, the village fell into a void. No alcohol, no pleasure, nothing to pass the time. And then light came from a 10th grade student named Unikrisnan. In his free time, he learned chess, inspired by the American legend Bobby Fischer.
He traveled to neighboring villages to learn properly, then practiced at home. But the wonderful thing is that Unikrisnan didn't keep his skill to himself.
He started teaching chess for free at home, ready to guide anyone who wanted to learn. And then the miracle began. People gradually shifted from drinking to playing chess. They gathered not to drink, but to play chess. Chess slowly became a new addiction, but a good one.
Playing chess keeps the mind sharp, focused, and teaches forward thinking.
Each game trains patience, self-control, and clarity, things alcohol could never provide. After over 40 years, Unikrisnan has trained over 100 people. Many have won state-level awards. Now,
about 90% of the village knows how to play chess.
And a few years ago, Maritichal was recognized as India's first chess village. Even the legend Viswanathan Anand said congratulations. Isn't that amazing? Now, Unikrisnan runs a restaurant serving food and chess, where anyone can eat and play.
He also set up a dedicated area near his home for chess enthusiasts. From 8-year-olds to 80-year-olds, everyone has a place to gather. Most importantly, almost no one in the village drinks alcohol anymore. How incredible is that? If you have a loved one struggling with alcohol addiction, hearing this story might make you not.
Wow, turns out quitting alcohol doesn't require drastic medicine. Just a bit of passion in the right place and someone to ignite it at the right time. Who knows, maybe with a few pawns and knights, you could change an entire life.
What do you think? If you could choose one pleasure to be addicted to, what would you choose?
Chess, books, or some passion that intoxicates you without harming your body? The cleanest village in Asia. India, a country both ancient and full of color.
But when mentioning this country, many people immediately think of trash.
Dusty streets, murky river water, and air mixed with strange smells make tourists hesitant. Yet, against that backdrop, there exists a village that makes all of Asia tip its hat for being unbelievably clean. That is Malanan, hailed as the cleanest village in Asia. Nestled in the hilly region of Meghalaya state, near the border of Assam, Malanan has just over 600 residents. But their way of life, from adults to children, commands the world's respect.
Here, there are no noisy delivery boys, no plastic bags flying around, and certainly no snack wrappers or plastic bottles littering the roadside.
Everywhere is spotless, as if someone had just cleaned it 5 minutes ago. And that's true, because people do clean. Every morning, around 6:30, children, like 11-year-old baby Bakodor, take brooms and sweep the streets. Each one works diligently like a true cleaning warrior. Bamboo baskets are woven and placed all over the village.
Organic waste is buried as fertilizer. Not biodegradable waste is collected and taken to a distant area to be, and even burning is done carefully, ensuring it doesn't harm the environment.
The residents here don't see cleaning as a chore, but as a habit ingrained in their flesh and blood.
Even if a visitor lives, they don't scold. They quietly pick it up and dispose of it neatly.
Because in their minds,
cleanliness isn't for show, but for healthy living and pride.
Interestingly, this habit didn't form overnight.
According to accounts, Malanan once experienced a cholera outbreak over 130 years ago. Since then, maintaining hygiene has been regarded as the most effective wall against disease.
Additionally, this is a matrilineal community of the Khasi people. Women hold key roles in families and are the ones who pass down the habit of cleanliness from generation to generation. For example, Sarah Karimba, a homemaker in the village, shares that every morning she cleans with her family before breakfast.
Sweeping the yard, picking up trash, watering plants, is treated as a natural routine. Every Saturday, the village has a community cleanup day. Anyone who doesn't participate is seen as off.
Even plastic waste, which even big cities struggle with, is creatively reused in Malayalam. That's true. One person. In 2003, Malayalam was honored as the cleanest village in Asia. In 2005, it led all of India in environmental sanitation. By 2015, Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally mentioned the village in a national radio address as an ideal model for the entire country to follow. He even praised it as hope for a green, clean, and beautiful India. You see, a small community of less than 1,000 people, without any high-tech machinery, can still turn their home into a true green paradise.
No one forces them, nor is it a flashy campaign. It's simply that everyone loves where they live and is willing to act for it.
Something everyone thinks is complicated actually starts with a small broom in a child's hand. Could the place you live learn something from Malayalam? Or at least, could you start by not littering to have a green, clean, and beautiful home like theirs? India truly is a treasure trove of strange and interesting things, isn't it? From pristine clean villages like Malayalam to unique traditions and deep culture, every little corner here has its own story to tell. I bet that after these shares, you'll want to set off immediately to explore this colorful and surprising country. They heard or experienced the dew. Please leave a comment below for everyone to read and discuss. Don't forget to click like to send some love to Enigmatic Echoes and subscribe to the Enigmatic Echoes channel so you don't. I'll continue exploring the world with new eyes and perspectives, and next time For now, goodbye and see you next time.
Subscribe to the Guidebooks channel so you don't miss exciting videos.